Live from Mineola, the hot slums of Mineola. Welcome to this weather update. I'm going to actually create an intro like that, at least on the hot days, because just another one of those days, man. I'll tell you, it's brutal here. It is absolutely brutal. The AC's, this place is like a 20,000 BTU. It's like 75 in here. Well, I guess it's not that bad, but considering whatever. It's just too hot here. Anyway, let's get to the weather. Let's get to the weather right now. Throw that in there. I'm sorry, because that is the way I feel. I really do hate this place, especially when the weather's like this. But here you go. You can see here that is what was building on the evening, or not really evening. Like at 5 o'clock, I guess. This is what was greeting me in Belmore, and. We actually had a thunderstorm pass us by. Here's another picture. I have a whole video of it. This beautiful cloud formation you can see right here at Mill Lake. There was some great lightning. We never really got much rain out of it, though. It passed off to the north and the east. But I was kind of surprised. But again, this is what we were expecting. The Cape levels were good, and that cloud there is a beautiful, beautiful cloud right there. Beautiful cumulonimbus cloud. What do we got going on right now across the area? Look at this. 84 with the dew point of 76. We're still in the 80s here. Now, if you're on the South Shore, you're better. You're in the upper 70s. Still humid, but a little bit better. I'll tell you, when I got back up here from the South Shore, it was a lot worse. Yeah, and some of the other areas in the middle of the island are cooled off. But again, Mineola holding the heat because this is, after all, the urban jungle of, well, it's actually Carl Place, but this is actually the urban jungle of Long Island. That's what the middle of the island is. So temperatures generally upper 70s to around 80 degrees. Of course, it could be worse. It could be at LaGuardia, where I think it's still 90 degrees. 81 at JFK. Look at these dew points, too. 84 in the park, the dew point of 68. And I'm sure New Jersey also in the mid-80s as well. Toms River, 80 degrees. So the sad thing is it's cooler in Toms River at night than it is here. 80 degrees with the dew point of 73 there at Lakehurst. I guess we're going to first start off looking at the high temperatures today, and we're going to go over what happened with those storms, and we have more storms on the way, too. So these are the high temperatures across the island. 94 in Carl Place, 91 at Farmingdale, 90 at Islip, 88 for a high at Shirley, 84 at West Hampton. So again, the real heat was in the middle of the island, this whole area here. LaGuardia got up to 99 degrees. Wow, that's hot. 90, that might be a record. And Islip tied a record, too, by the way. We're going to have to go to look at that, too. So 92 at the park, 90 at JFK. Well, again, if you're on the South Shore, you're only in the upper 80s there. 84 right at the beach. 89 in Wantaw for those very, very privileged, lucky, spoiled folks in Wantaw. They didn't have to hit 90 today. So they're the envy of everybody right now. But the Forks were also cool as well. There was a breeze out there. It looked like they were in the 80s. Now let's take it to a hotter area like New Jersey. Let's see what we had in New Jersey today. Let's see, it's Linden. 99 at Newark. It's almost 100 degrees. Almost 100, and didn't quite make it. Let's see, what about Toms River? Let's see what was like in Lakehurst there. 95, oddly enough. 96 downtown. So, really just as hot in New Jersey as it was here in the middle of Nassau County, in the urban jungle that is the middle of Nassau County, where a polar bear like me is not cut out to live, because it's too damn hot. Anyway, let's look at the precipitation now, because those storms actually did produce some rainfall, so we're going to look at that. And you can see the city generally, we're hot right along with the city pretty much. That southwest wind, you know, when the wind is from the southwest like this, it's only coming in off New Jersey right over here. So the only relief is going to be at the South Shore. Brings in the heat for us. So let's look at the precipitation now. This is what you call frustrated comedian mode. When I make jokes like that. Let's see how much rain. So some of these storms actually did bring some rainfall. Quarter to maybe, see, a 0.32 inch will pull this in a little more. But And we had some rainfall from those storms. And the storms were severe. They had severe warnings out for them as well. We're going to see if the National Weather Service has posted anything about any of these storms. And as far as damage goes, nothing really. There is the tweet for the, we had a marginal risk today and a slight risk to our north and west there on that map for severe thunderstorms. So here we go. 3 of our climate sites tied record high temperatures today. So they're saying 98 at Newark, but I have 99. So that sounds like a broken record. Same thing for LaGuardia. I think they both broke the records there. And 90 tied at Islip. That was a tie. But I think we had some broken records today. Very hot day. Very brutal day across the area. We're going to look at the satellite here. We're going to look at the satellite loop because we have more storms firing up over PA that might reach us. These are the storms here that hit over here. If we back this up a little bit this evening, right when the frame, there you go. This was the area of storms that developed this around 5 o'clock. And then we had these other storms over here, over PA. And those are the ones that we're going to have to watch out for tonight, I think. Because those really blossom nicely. And if they can hold together by the time we make it here, we might put on another nice lightning show for us, perhaps. So Modus satellite. I'm not going to go over the Modus satellite today. We will go to the radar, though, however, because I got to look at the radar. So let's look at this radar. And yes, Portland is dealing with the heat, too. So, yeah, here are these lines, and I got to say, they look pretty impressive. Here they are over eastern Pennsylvania. This holds together. It might affect our area in a couple of hours. We'll have to see what happens. We might have another thunderstorm, more thunderstorm action after that storm that I saw in Wantar. And I have a nice video of it. Lightning, a lot of lightning. But it was in the distance. We never got the storm. It went right by us. It barely rained, a couple of drops, and that was it. But, yeah, that is the radar there, and we can put this into motion here. Let's just watch this here on the screen, and you'll see here that these are moving west to east. So we'll have to see if they hold together or not. And we'll have to look at the models for that as well. Let's go to the Wunderground site. We'll look at a couple of sample observations. And again, you can see the difference here. Middle of the island, we're dealing with mid-80s at night. 80s at night is horrible. But if you're on the South Shore, you're sitting pretty in the upper 70s. So you're sitting pretty at the upper 70s. Not like it's great out there with the dew points in the mid-70s, but hey, it's better than dealing with 80s. Well, let's see what it was in Carl Place today. Wait for this to load. That would be nice. 84 at 10 after 10 o'clock at night. 84 degrees. Unbelievable. And you could see 90s, and then you could see, look at the temperature drop when that storm came in. It dropped the temperatures, and it dropped the dew points temporarily, too. But then it was brutal after the storm pulled away again. But you could see, look at that. You could see where the storm came in there, and the wind actually, we had a wind gust up to 17.3, so we had some wind gusts with the storms, too. And like I said, that was quite a show that those storms put on. Now, they did wind up hitting more to our east. So, I think, like, downtown. Downtown, really? I think Bethpage got it. Let's see Farmingdale. I think they wound up getting it. Yeah, they got the storm. I could see 0.37 on the rainfall there. So, let's see what they got, too. So 95, still mid-90s, but then look at what happened when the storm came through. It went from the 90. They were already getting a sea breeze, but then the storm hit and it dropped the temperature down to it's like 79. That's impressive right there. It also killed the sea breeze though when the storm came through, and that may set the stage. Like I said, there's a little trough. This may set the stage for even a more brutal day for tomorrow, perhaps. So that's pretty interesting right there. And like I said, the storms just went to our east. I mean, literally just went to our east. I'm going to look at the Seaford station right now. let's look at Seaford and see what they got up to today. So 89.4, a lot better than we were. You can see there's that drop. But I don't think they got any rain, no. The storm missed Seaford, so it didn't hit Seaford. Probably went a little further east, like a little more like Massapequa or Babylon or whatever. Let's look at North Patchogue. $79 right now. 78.3 now. All right. But that, look at that dew point, 74. So very humid. No rain. Storms kind of missed that area. You can see, oh, he's only in the 80s, man. You got it much better than I do here in the hellhole Mineola. 80, and it dropped down to 80. You can see that drop again with that storm there. Very interesting. Let's go look at what it was like in the middle of the Long Island Pine Barrens. Let's go to Long Island Pine Barrens here. I like this station right here. Yeah, this one. Let's see what they got up to. I bet it was pretty hot up there. He's still, North Patchogue still more toward the South Shore. You could see 94.6. Still getting more of a sea breeze there. It's not quite like being in Ridge. And they never got the cooling effect from the storm either, by the way, because the storms kind of fell apart by the time they got over there. We're going to look at some North Shore areas as well. I'm not going to leave you out either. Let's go look at Port Washington. Because I bet it was very hot there. Probably close to 100, I bet. Let's see. 97.6. Oh, look at that drop. Oh, this is why I wanted to go here. When that storm moved through, look at what happened. It went from 94 degrees down to 76. 20-degree drop in temperature almost in a matter of minutes from that storm. And they got 0.31 inches of rain with it as well. So, quite interesting to say the least. Let's go look at New Jersey. Let's go to that desert west of Toms River, that lonely, hot, miserable, but beautiful, tiny desert. Let's see, because I bet it was close to 100 there today. Let's see. 98. Not quite 100 degrees. Not quite 100. But there you go. That's what it looked like today across the area. I'm going to go to the Ventus Sky. We're going to rewind this radar because I want to look at, and again, here are the storms again here. These things may hold together. We'll have to see what happens. Let's go look at, let's rewind that radar around 5 o'clock, 4:30. So you can see here these cells. They formed over here, over northern Jersey, and then they just kind of dived down. Here we go, 5 o'clock. And you can see them getting closer and starting to bow. So I have a whole video, you'll see that, and then you can see that bowing as they moved southeastward here. This is moving in from the Bronx into the North Shore of Nassau County, part of Queens, and then they kind of, and they moved fast too, and then they moved. This is where they were around 6 o'clock, where I was watching the storm, right over here, and we were just like I said, just outside. Storm was over. Looks like. Maybe parts of Hicksville, Plainview, Levittown, Bethpage, Farmingdale. And you can see that the storm moved southeast from there. So it just missed where I was, but it really put on a good show, and I'm glad it didn't rain, because otherwise, you know, then you wouldn't have been able to get all the good lightning photos, because it would have been pouring rain. So, well, lightning video, because again, it's too bright during the day to see the lightning. But yeah, pretty impressive to say the least. Okay, so let's go look at the models now. Let's go to the HRRR, the 0ZHRRR, and we'll see what's going to be happening now. And it shows the line pretty well here of storms, and we'll see if they hold together or not. It does seem to weaken them by the time it gets to our area, but lately that's just not happening. They don't weaken because you have all this humidity around. So, there's still a good amount of energy in the atmosphere to keep these storms going. We'll see if they go. And then tomorrow we'll have a more threat of storms again. Though this model has been underestimating the threat of storms. All the models have. So I think there's a good chance of seeing thunderstorms again tomorrow. And then again on Saturday, as well. We could see some storms in the afternoon again with the actual cold front that's going to be passing through that we're going to see on Saturday. Let me go to the dew points now so you get an idea of the humidity in our wind direction. So here we go. Westerly winds, killer westerly winds tomorrow. Dew points may be slightly less than today, but it's still going to feel pretty bad out there. Upper 60s dew points probably. It does seem to develop more of a sea breeze toward the afternoon, and you can see that front getting closer. Here it is Saturday, and then it does eventually make it through later Saturday. This is Saturday night, but it's a very slow-moving cold front. Let's look at the HRRR now. And again, the heat is going to be with us, and this model underestimated the heat for today a little bit. Tomorrow is going to be very similar to today. However, maybe a touch degree a little bit warmer than that. I think we're going to definitely see a more widespread mid-90s. I think islip should get more above 90 tomorrow, especially with that westerly flow. Same for you, North Patchogue, I think, too, as well. The sea breeze will be a lot more muted tomorrow. Maybe more in the afternoon, there'll be more of a sea breeze, but that probably won't develop until 4 or 5 o'clock. So everywhere is going to be mid-90s, close to 100 degrees in Jersey. And then Saturday, we're kind of hot again. Not as hot, probably around the 90-degree mark, but still could see 90 in Mineola and Jersey and New York City. And a lot of Long Island, because I think we're going to have that westerly flow, so we're going to have to watch out for that, too. And the chance for storms as well. So, let me go to the NAM. Let me go to the GFS here. GFS, we'll look at the GFS temperatures here, right? Because I think the GFS is definitely a little more realistic with these temperatures. I think we're going to see mid-90s widespread, close to 100. Tomorrow is going to feel a lot worse than today because it'll be a lot hotter with that west wind. Not much of a sea breeze unless you're right on the South Shore. And then for Saturday, upper 80s to around 90. You can see that cold front making a little bit of a difference. And then Sunday, we're down into the low 80s, so a lot better. And you'll see those dew points also come down with this front as well. So here's the GFS. You get to see the wind barbs tomorrow. They do go a little more subtly. You notice a little more dry air coming in. This is like a little bit of a dry front, you could say, I guess. So the dew points do seem to drop tomorrow. So it won't be quite as humid. And then Saturday, you see dew points come down. That this front's going to come down through right in the middle, right in the afternoon. And then the dew points drop. We have north winds. And then Sunday, we've got dew points in the 40s, so it'll feel a lot better. Let me go over to the NAM now, and we're going to go and look at the... Actually, I didn't want to do... Yeah. I'll go back to GFS. I want to go to the sky cover. So you get to look at the sky cover, and you can see some clouds around. Obviously, we had a lot of sunshine today before the storms came in. Hazy sunshine, of course. It'll be the same deal tomorrow. Saturday, starting off with clouds. Maybe some sun by the afternoon with this front. And then Sunday, we may have to watch some approaching cirrus, so it may not be a clear day. Maybe Monday will be a clear day. Of course, we have to watch the smoke, too. That's the other parameter. Here's the NAM. This is the 0Z NAM. I'm running a little late, so we actually have access to this. And you'll see, again, sunshine tomorrow. And then Saturday, we have maybe some sunshine later on. But I want to actually put this over the precipitation so we can see what this is going to do with the storms. And again, it just breaks those storms up, the ones over Pennsylvania. But like I said, don't necessarily count on that because we've seen them hold together time and time again. Here's tomorrow. And again, it's kind of scattered with the activity. It doesn't bring anything over us. But again, and the same thing for Saturday. It's kind of we will have less humidity. So that is one factor. The humidity is down a little bit. But the models just keep underestimating these storms. I'm telling you. They keep underestimating them. We can also look at another model here, a HDRPS, which is another model that most people don't use, but I'm going to look at it and see, because you see, this is a little more intense with the storms, and it brings them a little closer. Here's tomorrow, but it still doesn't really bring any activity toward us. Here's Saturday. Saturday, we may have to watch for some severe risk. Let me go to the Storm Prediction Center now, and look at, we have the day one convective outlook. All right, this is for today. Actually, I don't know if this is for today or tomorrow. I think it's for today. This is tomorrow. So you can see, here's that marginal risk off to our west again. And here's day 3. It has a slight risk. It doesn't really have a thunderstorm. But again, I think they're underestimating it. I really do. So this is actually valid for Friday, I think. So this would be Friday, and this would be Saturday, I think. Not sure. It says August 13th, so this is tomorrow. So this is tomorrow's outlook, I think. So we have to watch for the chance of some more storms tomorrow. And when we go to Vent 2 Sky, we're going to now look at the Cape levels as we go deal with tomorrow. And we'll go and move this over to the 13th. Oh, that's right. Tomorrow's Friday the 13th. Oh, isn't that just great? So you can see here, the Cape's not as impressive, but you can still see something over the middle of the island. Maybe a sea breeze front could trigger something. But again, the chances there, with the atmosphere the way it is, that we could see more thunderstorms tomorrow. Count on it, all right? Maybe not, but chances that we will. Looking at the temperatures, again, this uses the HRRR. You could see that westerly flow is going to kill us in the middle of the island. And I think everybody gets in the 90s. The only relief's going to be at the South Shore and the East End. That's it. You got to be probably south of Sunrise Highway or east of, or especially on the South Fork, south of Sunrise, or even on the South Fork, you're going to have variations where Sag Harbor could be 93 and then East Hampton could be 74. Because again, the sea breeze will be localized. It's not going to get that far in with that westerly flow, and therefore it's going to be a brutal day. One more brutal day. Let's now go to the smoke, and we will go to the vertically integrated smoke model here, and it'll be the last part of this weather update. Waiting for it to load here. So you can see, you'll still see some smoke. However, the sky didn't seem to be all that hazy today, but I think we'll be dealing with some smoke until we get this front coming through, which you can clearly see is really going to clean things up for us when this front comes through. So we'll get some really decent air in here by Sunday for sure, and I look forward to it because it has been miserable. That's going to be it for this weather update. Stay cool. One more brutal day. They seem to have dropped the excessive heat warning for us for now, and we're in a heat advisory. I would fully expect this excessive heat warning to be restored for most of Long Island tomorrow. And the excessive heat warning remains in effect for New York City and New Jersey, but I think Nassau is going to wind up getting included. And I think northwestern Suffolk will as well. So we'll watch these storms again over PA. I'm going to refresh this radar one more time here. Let's see what we have here. Portland could hit at 104. 104. Wow. I mean, we're not the only one facing heat. So Portland could be a 104. We'll have to look and see what it is in Portland. I mean, I really kind of wanted to keep it local on this weather update, but we'll. So here's the radar. And again, this line, still there, still holding together as it marches east. I kind of took away the weather and hazards map, but I guess I can bring it back. If I want, let's go to that weather and hazards map here, and we'll pull this back, and we'll look here, and you can see all these excessive heat warnings also out, and red flag warnings. It's horrible out. We're not the only ones. Look at these air quality alerts, too, from the smoke. So Portland is, let's see. I got to find Portland. There we go. That's pretty good. Portland, 93 right now. So let's see what it was like in Portland today. Oh, look at that. 102. That's unbelievable. So, again, this is the heat that they're dealing with, and they're dealing with the smoke, too. So this is really just, it hit 103 in Portland today. That's just insane. Insane kind of heat that they're dealing with in the Pacific Northwest. And, I wasn't going to talk about it, but I guess I will talk about it. Might as well. And it's also in California, too. 96 here. Dew point is kind of high, it's 60. But still, imagine fighting a fire in this weather. 103 was the high. That's unbelievable. So you're dealing with such crazy levels of heat. And I see a 102 here at this station here. Oh my gosh. That's insane. I am going to take this... let me just layers here. I'm going to change the opacity because this is like way too bright here so we can see the cities. And I'm going to put high temperatures here. Go to historical. Go to high temperatures. And we're looking at current temperatures. Let's go to the high temperatures. This is insane. Look at all the heat here. Over 100 and so many. It's not supposed to be that hot here. Even parts of Washington dealt with this heat too. Look at this. 100 in Bellingham. 100 in Bellingham. And right now it's 84. You have to be right along the coast again to get that relief. If you're right at the coast, 64 in Newport. But inland, 102. Look at the difference there. 64, and then you go inland, it's 102. And you still have these fires burning, too. Just so much heat everywhere. I mean, look at, and the Cascades got 100. This is melting the glaciers. They're having water shortages. This is part of the climate emergency. Red Bluff, 93. It did hit 102. Unbelievable heat. 103 in Madeira. 101. Look at how hot it is here. Oh my God. What are these advisories here? Oh, those are red flag warnings. We're going to get into this too. 105 at Fort Hunter. 102 at Pablo Robles. That was the high. Right now, 94. Excessive heat watch. They have an excessive heat watch. Incredible heat here. These areas are not supposed to get that hot at all. I'm trying to find Sacramento, but I'm sure it was probably hot there too. Trying to find Sacramento here. I can find it, but look at that. 110 was the high over here. So the interior area of California, this valley area, is just trapping the heat like no tomorrow. Modesto, 97 was the high. Stockton, 95 was the high. It's still 88. Unbelievable. L.A., 94 at Burbank was your high. 96 at Thousand Oaks. 100 in Chino was your high. 88 right now. This is a kind of insane heat here that we're talking about. So this heat in the west is just incredible. And there's a 125 there. I wonder what Death Valley hit today. Yeah, you're going to see some all-time records being broken. Look at Nevada. I mean, yeah, it does get hot in Las Vegas. Wonder if this is making it into Arizona. Let's see how Arizona's doing. Like Flagstaff. Let's see how hot it was in Flagstaff. We're not seeing high temperature for Flagstaff posted here. Not as hot in Flagstaff. I see 70s there. So they're avoiding the heat right now. But incredible heat in the west. I had to talk about it because it's unbelievable. I mean, it's not just us. It's so many parts of the country is sweltering in the heat. And you put on the national news like NBC Nightly News, and they're talking about it. Not News 12, though. Looks like so far the heat is not gone too far up into Canada, at least. It's the only saving grace. But the whole country is just covered in this heat. I mean, again, if you go to Vent to Sky, you see here the heat is just covering. Pull this out and look at the heat across the whole country here. And the whole country's hot. And you have some relief up here in the upper Midwest. But the whole country, East Coast, South, West. I mean, it's incredible. It really is. Let me look at a couple of satellite images from the West because I do want to look at the fires situation. U.S. Pacific Coast here. Now, yeah, you can see the smoke there. Let me move this to 24 so you can see, again, all the smoke from these fires now. Looks like it's being pushed. You can see that hot. It's being pushed actually out to sea. You can see how the smoke is kind of just stuck over there. And so they're dealing with the heat and they're dealing with the smoke. Really is hell on earth. If you think it's hell here, it's even worse there. And it's not that dry either with dew points in the low 60s. It's a little humid. So you have to add that into the factor too. So this is just a horrible... This is just horrible. This is hell. And this is what we're going to deal with more and more with climate change, unfortunately. And these fires are still going here. We'll look at the Pacific Northwest, too, and then I'm going to wrap this up here. I had to talk about this. Let me move this to 36 here. So, again, you see all that smoke there. Look at all that smoke. Oh, look at that. That's a pyrocumulus cloud right there that popped up. Right there. Do you see that? I'm going to draw a circle around it. Right there. You get that pyrocumulus cloud right there. It's a thunderstorm triggered by a fire. And the lightning actually starts new fires. Unbelievable. So, it's very bad conditions in California with these fires. It's just continuing to be this natural disaster. So, As bad as it seems here, it could always be worse. I guess that's the way I'll leave it. So you have a good night. Thanks for watching, and stay cool.